What if 2026 becomes your best financial year, not because you changed everything, but because you changed the right things? Most people enter a new year with financial pressure already sitting on their shoulders. They promise to budget harder, invest more aggressively, cut unnecessary spending, wake up earlier, learn new skills, and somehow finally get ahead. By February, motivation starts fading. By March, life gets busy. By June, the year feels average again. And then in December, they say the same sentence: next year will be different. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Extreme financial overhauls rarely last. Cutting everything enjoyable out of your life doesn't build discipline, it builds resentment. Investing aggressively without a system doesn't build wealth, it builds anxiety. Trying to triple your income overnight doesn't create momentum, it creates burnout. The reason most people never have a breakthrough year financially is not because they lack effort, it's because they focus on dramatic change instead of structural improvement. Your best financial year will not come from a radical transformation. It will come from 5 calm, strategic adjustments that compound quietly. In this video, we're not talking about quitting your job, flipping houses, trading crypto daily, or living on rice and beans. We're talking about intelligent positioning, small but powerful moves that make your money behave better without making your life harder. If you're in your 20s, this is about building leverage early. If you're in your 30s, this is about stabilizing growth while responsibilities increase. If you're in your 40s, this is about optimization and protection. If you're in your 50s or approaching retirement, this is about control and clarity. And here's what makes 2026 different. Economic uncertainty will likely continue. Interest rates may shift, markets will fluctuate, AI will reshape industries, costs of living may not decrease significantly. Waiting for perfect conditions is not a strategy. Positioning yourself intelligently is. By the end of this video, you will understand why most financial plans fail before they start, the structural shift that immediately improves cash flow, how automation quietly builds wealth without motivation, the income upgrade strategy that doesn't require career chaos, and the identity adjustment that determines whether progress sticks. But before we begin, I want to ask you something. If 2026 ended exactly like 2025 financially, same savings, same stress, same habits, would you be satisfied? Be honest. If the answer is no, then don't just watch passively. Comment below, 2026 is my upgrade year. That simple action matters more than you think. When you declare an intention publicly, even digitally, you increase the chance you follow through. If you find value in practical, realistic financial strategy, not hype, not extreme promises, press like and subscribe. This channel is about clarity, structure, and long-term strength. Now, let's build a year that feels different. Not because it's extreme, but because it's intelligently designed. The first adjustment is structural clarity. Most people think their problem is income. In many cases, it is not income. It is invisible leakage. Money flows out in small, unnoticed directions. Subscriptions, impulse upgrades, insurance inefficiencies, banking fees, lifestyle creep. Before you try to earn more, measure better. Open your last 3 months of statements. Categorize everything. Not to judge yourself, but to observe patterns. Patterns reveal behavior. Behavior determines trajectory. You are not trying to become restrictive, you are trying to become aware. When you see your numbers clearly, anxiety drops. Financial fear often comes from vagueness. Clarity reduces emotional pressure. The second adjustment is cash flow breathing room. Instead of cutting aggressively, identify one category where a 10 to 15% reduction would not reduce quality of life. Maybe it is dining out slightly less frequently. Maybe it is negotiating a better insurance premium.
Maybe it is refinancing a small high-interest balance. Small structural improvements beat dramatic deprivation. Even a modest monthly surplus creates psychological stability. Stability increases decision quality. Decision quality improves long-term outcomes. The third adjustment is automation. Motivation fades. Systems remain. Set automatic transfers the day after income arrives. One portion to savings, one portion to investments, one portion to long-term security. When money moves automatically, discipline becomes less emotional. The goal is not to invest aggressively. The goal is consistency. Many people delay investing because they want perfect timing, but wealth compounds through duration, not precision. A calm, steady contribution over 12 months will outperform sporadic emotional investing. The fourth adjustment is protection. Financial progress without protection is fragile. Review your emergency fund. Ideally, it should cover at least 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. If that sounds overwhelming, break it into milestones. 1 month first, then 2, then 3. Progress in layers. Insurance is not exciting, but it is stabilizing. Health coverage, basic life insurance if you have dependents, and proper risk management prevent a single event from destroying years of progress. The fifth adjustment is income leverage. This does not mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means strengthening your earning position strategically. Ask yourself, what skill would make me more valuable within 12 months? Not 10 skills. 1. Focus beats dispersion. Certifications, technical proficiency, communication improvement, leadership ability. Choose something that increases your negotiating power. In your 20s, this is aggressive skill stacking. In your 30s, it may be specialization. In your 40s, it could be strategic positioning or consulting leverage. In your 50s, it may be monetizing experience. Income growth does not have to be chaotic. It can be intentional. The sixth adjustment is lifestyle control. When income increases, expenses quietly follow. Bigger apartment, better car, premium subscriptions, more frequent travel financed instead of planned. Lifestyle inflation is subtle. It rarely feels reckless. To make 2026 your best year, commit to upgrading investments before upgrading lifestyle. When income rises, increase saving and investing percentages first. Let your future benefit before your consumption expands. The seventh adjustment is environment filtering. Financial behavior is influenced by social comparison. If your environment constantly promotes consumption, luxury signaling, or risk-taking hype, your decisions may become reactive. Choose inputs carefully. Books, podcasts, mentors, communities. Calm financial voices outperform loud promises. The eighth adjustment is long-term visualization. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Not just financially, but emotionally. Security, flexibility, time control, reduced stress. Attach numbers to your vision. Target net worth, target investment balance, target debt reduction. Concrete goals create measurable progress. The ninth adjustment is review rhythm. Once per month, sit down for 30 minutes. Review spending, review progress, adjust slightly. Not dramatically, slightly. Financial improvement is navigation, not revolution. The 10th adjustment is identity alignment. If you still see yourself as bad with money, you will unconsciously repeat old patterns. Instead, adopt a new identity. I am someone who manages money calmly and strategically. Identity shapes behavior more than temporary motivation. 2026 does not need to be extraordinary to be powerful. If you improve cash flow modestly, automate investing consistently, protect your base, grow income strategically, control lifestyle inflation, filter influences, define clear goals, review monthly, and upgrade identity, your trajectory shifts. And trajectory is more important than intensity. Extreme change burns bright and fades. Measured structure compounds quietly. You are not trying to impress anyone in 2026. You are trying to position yourself for 2027, 2028, and beyond. Financial strength is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in calm repetition. And if you commit to calm repetition starting now, 2026 will not feel extreme. It will feel stable. And stability, over time, becomes power.
If you apply the foundational adjustments correctly, something subtle begins to happen. Your financial life becomes quieter, not boring, quieter. Fewer emergencies, fewer emotional decisions, fewer reactive moves. And that quiet is a sign of strength. Most people associate financial progress with visible upgrades, a new car, a better apartment, a larger investment account screenshot. But real progress often looks invisible from the outside. It feels like reduced tension when checking your bank app. It feels like confidence when an unexpected bill appears. It feels like choice instead of pressure. Choice is the real upgrade. Now, let's go deeper into how to sustain momentum throughout the year without extreme measures. The next principle is friction management. Look at your financial system and ask, where is friction working against me and where can friction work for me? For example, if spending money online is too easy, one-click, instant purchase, that's low friction in the wrong direction. Add light friction. Remove saved payment details. Wait 24 hours before non-essential purchases. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. These small barriers reduce impulse behavior without restricting your lifestyle aggressively. At the same time, reduce friction for positive behaviors. Make investing automatic. Make savings automatic. Use separate accounts for specific goals. When positive actions require less effort than negative ones, your behavior shifts naturally. This is behavioral design, not willpower. Next comes the concept of financial buffers. Most people think in terms of minimum survival numbers. How much do I need to get by? That mindset keeps you on edge. Instead, think in terms of buffers. If your essential monthly expenses are $3,000, don't aim to always operate around $3,000. Aim to operate at $3,500 or $4,000 income surplus consistently. That difference reduces stress dramatically. Buffers change psychology. When you feel ahead instead of barely balanced, you make smarter long-term decisions. You negotiate better. You decline bad opportunities. You invest more confidently. Now, let's talk about debt, strategically, not emotionally. Not all debt is equal. High-interest consumer debt should be neutralized methodically. But obsessively attacking low-interest structured debt at the expense of investing can slow overall growth. Balance is key. If you carry high-interest balances, prioritize them with a structured payoff plan. Avoid shame. Avoid panic. Numbers respond to consistency, not guilt. Once high-interest debt is controlled, shift focus to asset building. Assets create optionality. Whether it's index funds, retirement accounts, diversified ETFs, or even carefully evaluated real estate, the point is not to chase trends. The point is to build ownership. Ownership changes trajectory. In 2026, speculation will continue tempting people. Quick return narratives. This stock will double. This coin will explode. Resist urgency. Long-term strategy almost always outperforms emotional reactions. The market rewards patience more than excitement. Another overlooked adjustment is tax awareness. You don't need to become a tax expert, but understanding basic optimization can significantly improve net outcomes. Contribute to tax-advantaged accounts when possible. Review deductions. Understand employer benefits. Many people leave money unused simply because they never review their options. Tax efficiency is silent wealth building.
Let's discuss career stability in an evolving economy. AI, automation, and restructuring will continue reshaping industries. Instead of fearing disruption, focus on adaptability. Ask yourself twice a year, if my current role disappeared, how quickly could I reposition myself? Build networks before you need them. Update skills before urgency forces you. Keep your resume current even if you are not job hunting. These small habits maintain leverage. Leverage reduces fear. Another factor in making 2026 exceptional without extremism is energy management. Financial decisions deteriorate when you are exhausted. Burnout leads to convenience spending. Stress leads to impulsive purchases. Protecting your physical and mental energy indirectly protects your finances. Sleep, health, and routine may not sound financial, but they are deeply connected. Now consider relationship alignment. If you share finances with a partner, clarity conversations matter. Misaligned expectations create tension. Set shared goals. Define spending thresholds that require discussion. Review progress monthly. Calm communication prevents long-term conflict. Financial harmony strengthens overall stability. Let's also address generosity. Ironically, structured giving can improve financial discipline. When you allocate a small, intentional portion for giving, you reduce random emotional spending. You feel purposeful. Money becomes a tool, not just a resource to defend. Purpose improves consistency. As the year progresses, avoid comparison cycles. Social media will show vacations, cars, investment wins, entrepreneurial breakthroughs. Remember that highlight reels hide context. Focus on your numbers, your goals, your trajectory. Comparison creates distortion. Distortion leads to poor decisions. Mid-year, conduct a structured review. Ask, has my savings rate improved? Is my emergency buffer stronger? Have I reduced unnecessary expenses? Did my income leverage increase? Are my investments consistent? If progress is partial, adjust slightly, not drastically. Small course corrections keep momentum alive. Another advanced layer is risk calibration. Some people are overly conservative, missing growth opportunities. Others are overly aggressive, risking instability. Define your comfort zone honestly. Align investments with long-term tolerance, not temporary excitement. Consistency requires comfort. As income grows, think in percentages, not fixed numbers. Instead of saying, I will save $500 per month forever, say, I will save 20% of income. When income rises, savings rise automatically. This maintains discipline without additional effort. Now let's address retirement positioning. Whether retirement is decades away or approaching, clarity matters. Estimate realistic needs. Adjust contributions annually. Avoid the mistake of assuming future earnings will automatically compensate for undersaving today. Time is the strongest compounding force. Protect it. Another powerful but simple adjustment is expense auditing once per year. Subscriptions multiply silently. Services increase pricing. Insurance policies drift upward. One annual audit can recover hundreds or thousands without lifestyle change. Optimization beats restriction. As 2026 continues, protect against overconfidence. If markets perform well, don't increase risk impulsively. If income rises, don't inflate lifestyle instantly. Stay grounded in structure. Structure is what makes progress durable. Let's discuss long-term freedom.
Financial freedom is not necessarily early retirement. It is the ability to make decisions without immediate financial fear. That freedom begins long before full independence. It begins with emergency funds. It grows with investments. It strengthens with skill leverage. Freedom builds gradually. The final and perhaps most underestimated factor is patience. Most people underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years and overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 month. 2026 does not need explosive growth to be transformative. It needs direction. Direction, sustained for 12 months, changes outcomes dramatically. Imagine finishing 2026 with 6 months of expenses saved, consistent automated investments, reduced high-interest debt, improved income positioning, controlled lifestyle inflation, clear 5-year targets. None of these require extremism. They require commitment to intelligent repetition. And when repetition becomes habit, effort decreases. By the end of the year, you may not feel like you made radical moves, but your net worth will reflect progress, your stress levels will decline, your decision-making will sharpen. That is what a best financial year looks like in reality. Not dramatic, deliberate, not loud, layered, not extreme, strategic. If you treat 2026 as a positioning year instead of a performance year, you will outperform most people quietly, and quiet outperformance compounds. When December arrives, you will not need to promise that next year will be different, because you will already be different. Calmer, more structured, more aware, more protected, more leveraged. That is the real financial upgrade, and it does not require extreme change. It requires intentional design applied consistently, without drama. Stay disciplined, stay patient, stay strategic. 2026 can become your strongest year yet, not because you forced transformation, but because you built foundation. And foundation, over time, becomes freedom.